Hello, this is DL, and this is Awareness of Thinking, episode 10, all about mistaken identity. I'm also going to present a little summary of what I've been talking about over the last 9 other videos. So before that happens, if you've enjoyed this series, or perhaps you're visiting for the first time, I welcome you. Please do like the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment to let me know what you think. So I'm going to start with a quote. This is a quote by Muji, who is a spiritual teacher. And it really points to a lot of what we've been discussing here, which is all about, what we think we know and how our grasping of that knowledge can really confuse us and put us in hot water. So here's the quote. When you realize that you know nothing, a space of openness and humility prevails. Then real understanding enters the mind and guides it to the heart. So right off the bat, I need to admit that this is probably the most difficult video and subject, not only in terms of me explaining or conveying, but also in the wider audience's ability to comprehend. So you're only going to hear what you're ready to hear, and that's perfectly okay, even if what you hear is meaningless to you right now. Be willing to accept a seed of something that germinates inside you and maybe breaks open some possibilities. So let's summarize some of the key points. So first, we need to learn to live with the discomfort of uncertainty, just like any emotion that's uncomfortable. Healing doesn't really happen unless we're willing to feel, and vice versa. If we're not willing to feel something, then we aren't really going to be opening ourselves to healing. So we need to be comfortable with what brings us discomfort. Fear and unresolved trauma are what make us vulnerable to manipulation. No one can manipulate a person who's examined themselves, who is aware of how they think. Awareness is the key to both healing and to turning our confused thinking to wisdom. Whatever we learn, we best apply it to ourselves before we point any fingers. The old adage, when you point at someone, 3 fingers are pointing back at you, that is something to keep in mind. So, we are building awareness. We're learning to watch ourselves. So catch it, see it when it happens, and see those 3 fingers pointing back at you. Everyone is right in their own mind, in their own dream. We can't control or make decisions for others. It's hard enough to control and make the right decisions for ourselves. In this regard, I have a quote from Anais Nin, which is absolutely beautiful. So, we do not grow absolutely, chronologically. We grow sometimes in one dimension and not in another, unevenly. We grow partially. We are relative. We are mature in one realm, childish in another. The past, present, and future mingle and pull us backward, forward, or fix us in the present. We are made up of layers, cells, constellations. So why do we fall into states of delusion and confusion at all? Why are we humans so easy to manipulate in the first place? Why do we continue to want what we don't have and resist what shows up? The answer, my friends, is a case of mistaken identity. We tend to think we are this or this, but we are not the body, and we are not our thoughts. We are not our senses, even. We are not our personalities, the sum of our experiences, our successes and failures. We are pure awareness. We are the witness to all of those things and the one who experiences all of those things. There are no objects and subjects that exist outside of that awareness, outside of our true being. We contain it all. When we mistake ourselves for some limited idea of ourselves, we suffer. It's that simple. Want to suffer? Then believe you are something. A mother, an empath, a lawyer, a loser, a victim, a whatever. A Republican, a Democrat. We are not a thing. We are not labels. We can ascribe to certain values and characteristics, but those ultimately are just ideas or ideologies. They're empty. And we aren't those either. We are each potential. We are no thing pretending to be something. And if you find yourself aligning with a certain label, it's simply that you align with those values and ideas. You're not that. Nobody is special because of a label. Or if we are special, then so is everybody else, and in which case we're back to not special. We are, however, unique, and we're meant to perceive, live, interpret, and express a different perspective from everyone else's. We are each illumined by a unique ray of the sun's light, but even then we are of the same sun. Oneness, though, never meant that we should all think alike, walk the same paths, and want the same things, or that we should be able to read each other's minds. It simply means that we're all pieces of the greatest puzzle of all. So embrace what inspires you, love what you love, express yourself, but don't forget yourself. Play in the illusion, but don't forget that you don't belong there. And neither does the person in front of you who happens to be disagreeing with you or blocking your path. Do you want to end your suffering? Come to know who you are. In so doing, you will come to know everything. These times we're in, they call for healing, they call for understanding, they call for new perspectives. All of that requires your willingness and your courage. So this concludes episode 10. Thanks for watching. Please share this video with someone you care about. As Princess Leia said, you are our only hope. You.